Recognition of who we are and the powers inherent in our beingness come from our beloved Creator of all that is. This we must remember at all times throughout our weeks and throughout our days. Why, one may ask? Because we are significantly more powerful than we remember or often acknowledge. As humankind, we were invested with tremendous powers, and sadly, we have been programmed to think much less of ourselves, to consider ourselves meek, shameful, compliant, and dependent on a system, as slaves. Creator endowed us with tremendous capabilities, with free will and an opportunity to self-correct where there has been error. In truth, when we recognize our strength coupled with humility, this is the moment we truly recognize our sovereignty, our dignity, and the gifts we have been given by Creator to use for the highest good. Let it be so, and so it is.
My name's Ron Vroman. I'm the old white man talking head for the Oregon Statewide Jural Assembly. This is another group in my groups of migration and immigration, the McCarran-Walters Act of 1952. The black female that is addressed as queen in our one-class constitutional Republican form of government speaks with an American dialect about the Moors. The Moors from Tripoli are Muslim, the Barbary Coast, conquered by the United States Army under General Patton in 1942. Who are the Moors that claim a flag and nation with a jurisdiction apart from us and our claims? However, lawfully, to be an American with our founding documents, history informs us that Moors come in many colors and from more than one location. If you claim founding documents other than our unanimous Declaration of the 13 United States of America with a small u, the Confederation and Perpetual Union's Articles, the United States of America's Constitution circa 1859, and the various constitutions of the 33 several states, you are not one of us with unalienable rights granted by our Creator. That pile of documents is our social compact, our bona fides, the provenance of freedom, unique on earth, also known as a contract in commerce. If you have no God, you have no rights. If these documents are not yours, as in the case of Muslims, Islam, the Quran, and Sharia, you have no rights. I'll unpack that for you. Our rights are bought and paid for with blood, sweat, tears, words, and actions from our conception. Our conception is based on the Aboriginal government located in the area of the 13 original colonies, probably Algonquin in derivation. That the people are sovereign, not that they have a sovereign, but actually sovereign without a ruler or subject, an unknown concept to the immigrants in 1620. My family arrived here in 1664 from Holland. They were subjects with designations such as free men, no longer slaves or serfs, but with a monarch and subjects to or of the monarch using English common law. That morphed into American common law and brought about, with the help of the original Americans' concepts, the revolution, based on the unique to this day, the thought and the mindset with a provenance, Men and women with our progeny on the land and soil are without ruler or subject. Sovereign, see Bouvier, 1856. That's a good dictionary. With a written social compact based on American common law, based on our founding documents, based on our aboriginal concept, based on unalienable rights. The only known place that this social compact occurred as of today is on Oregon. I'll unpack that for you. You, me, we, all of us must prove our status and standing, jurisdiction, law form, and venue, or the 12 presumptions of the law. You can see a video on that at www.orsja.org, are accepted by the powers that should not be, those that adhere to the British Accreditation Registry, BAR, BAR, such as the Oregon State Bar, Esquires in some form out of London. There really is an industrial, military, executive, legislative, judicial, administrative, banker, Federal Reserve note, bar, Nazi, Jesuit, Khazarian, jihadist, Muslim, communist, UN, big pharma, medical de facto, color of law, regal society that should not be. So we took them out on Oregon, November 2022. I'll explain that. Persons glaze over here. The cognitive dissonance is too much for them. Stockholm Syndrome, anyone? They are too deeply invested in the de facto Black's Law 6th edition, page 416. It's their meal ticket. It's punched here. They talk the talk, but are totally into the de facto, teaching others how to follow them for $50 a month so that they can live with the de facto. They're charlatans. Our Oregon Statewide Jural Assembly, aka Article 1, Section 1, is the provisional government on Oregon, assembled as in First Amendment, formed a social compact as in Article 1, Section 1, formed our grand jury pool to create a grand jury, form your civilian common law court of record, implemented ex parte Milligan, nullified martial law, Lieber Code, and FEMA, and form your Article 3 one Supreme Court claiming original jurisdiction, found in Amendment 7, a common law court whose jury verdict has no appeal in fact. The value exceeds $20, so there are no judges involved. There, it's unpacked. Our social compact, the Oregon Statewide Jural Assembly, accomplished that, and after 8 grand juries and 7 Article 3 Amendment 7 trials, we are the provisional government on Oregon. With full faith and credit, we offer it to you. Do the paperwork. All of us will assist you. What we have 6 years doing can be accomplished on paper in 30 days. I yield. Hello, my name's Ron Vroman. I'm the old white man talking head for the Oregon Statewide Jural Assembly. It is imperative that all of us do the right thing every single time. When making the correct choice, err on the side of laws of nature and nature's God, and include that as a requirement among those in the office of sheriff, ORS 206. The Judiciary Act, the Judiciary Article 7 amended is bogus and is rejected. The state of Oregon's court has no jurisdiction on a county or occupying space and offering de facto resolution in color of law. There is one court on Oregon. All the rest, from the Mark O. Hatfield Federal Building to one such as the County Court on Sherman County, they are all functioning in a de facto color of law fraud perpetrated upon all of us, knowingly or unknowingly. Fraud upon the people, the general public, aka the people at large, since November 8th, 1910. All of us will return to a de jure from the de facto on Oregon this year, 2024, with a proper oath. 100% audit, inventory, 100% audit, inventory, and analysis of the correct bona fides of each office of sheriff on each county on Oregon will be done / is being done now, June 2, 2024, through this year's end. It is in progress. The DPSST, Office of Sheriff, for counties of Washington, Yamhill, Marion, Lane, and Tillamook, court administrators, county attorneys, district attorneys, Article 7 amended, Article 7 original, Oregon State Police will be required to comply with all ORS that apply. All will be examined through the lens of our Article 3, Amendment 7 jury, their findings and those of our grand jury, all signed, sealed, stamped, witnessed, and published at www.orsja.org. The United States Marine Corps has been notified, and I yield. Hello, my name's Ron Vroom, and I'm the old white man talking head for the Oregon Statewide Jural Assembly. You've seen many of us on our programs, both on YouTube, on our website, and on cable television. And I'd like to invite anybody on Oregon to contact me or William. If you want on, you're invited. Come. We will accept almost anybody that has almost anything to say that's pertinent to returning Oregon to a constitutional Republican form of government. And my email and phone number and everything's published so you can get a hold of me. And William is our information director and wears a lot of hats, and he'll do what is ever necessary to get all of us with something to say published and broadcast. Hello, William. Say hi.
Hey, Ron, it's good to see you again. I'm up here visiting on the territory of Washington. We're going to cover that in a future episode, why this is the territory of Washington and not the state of, or Washington the state, or any of those crazy things. But today we're going to talk about TONA, the original 13th Amendment. That sounds like a lot of fun and education for people to understand and to wake up their minds to why we need to restore a republic back.
Yes, TONA, Title of Nobility, the amendment that was in the Constitution from 1819 to after 1861. But after March 1861, everything is color of law because of what Lincoln did. And When we're discussing titles of nobility start with king and go down through duke and duchess and barons and counts and all the way down to sirs and gentlemen and lady and Mr. and Miss or Mrs. Those are all titles of nobility. Mr. was quite low on the titles of nobility in England, as the bastard sons of kings and other nobles were given the title of Mr., among others. Let's see, the original 13th article of amendment to the Constitution for the United States. Okay, right away I take exception to that because some editor wrote that, and the correct title of this document is The United States of America's Constitution. That's what the correct title of it is. Let's see. If any citizen of the United States, okay, the United States is Washington, District of Columbia, and forts, ports, and other needful buildings that the United States owns located on the states and territories. So the United States citizen is a pretty small group of people. People that are elected to Congress, judges in Washington, D.C., the President of the United States, and all their families and employees on the United States. Okay? So any citizen of the United States shall accept, claim, receive, retain any present pension, office, or emolument, which is pay of any kind, whatever, from any emperor, king, prince, or foreign power. Such persons shall cease to be a citizen of the United States and shall be incapable of holding any office of trust or profit under them or either of them. So, the 13th Amendment goes in we were just talking about this. Section 9, Article 1, Section 9 of the Constitution also says, no title of nobility shall be granted by the United States, and no person holding any office of profit or trust under them shall, without the consent of Congress, accept any present emolument, office, title, or of any kind whatever from any king, prince, or foreign state. A small aside on that, a guy named Audie Murphy, little fella, became a movie star. I think he was from Texas, the most decorated soldier in World War II. He did so many things that they had to make him an officer. And when they made him an officer, they made him a gentleman. They removed him from the people into being an officer with the title of nobility granted by Congress, because all officers in the military are granted the title of gentleman as well as officer. And it says right here, and I just read it, no title of nobility shall be granted by the United States. Well, Congress, located in Washington, District of Columbia, is the sole manufacturer of law for the United States, and they went ahead and broke the Constitution by making officers gentlemen. I yield.
more proof that we're under color of law. And that's why we're here today, is to show everybody the proof and point them in the right direction for their mind to understand that we have to restore the republic, because we have been pirated since basically 1861, when the Civil War broke out and the states went into sine die. And then, of course, the president at that point thought that it was extreme need and had to call Congress back into order. And then at that point, they started washing over all the stuff that they didn't like that happened prior to 1861. You know, which of course this nobility thing, and we can get into the major nobilities that I seen a problem with, which were the attorneys. They were trying to influence law. They were trying to control the courts. Basically, you know, everybody's heard that, you know, that I was licensed by the bar or whatever, right? You know, they passed the bar so that they could be approved to go into these courtrooms. And basically, the bar stands for British Accredited Registry. Sometimes it's really hard to try to prove that, but everybody knows this. During the middle of 1600s, the Crown of England established a formal registry in London where barristers were ordered by the Crown to be accredited. So they were trying to control the courts there in England. And then the first British accredited registry was established in Boston, far as I can tell, during 1761, in an attempt to allow accredited barrister law access to the British courts of New England. So they were trying to influence the beginning of our country, trying to get that start right there. So basically, they wanted to control the courts and who could defend anybody. And it's all a club. The attorney that's against you, maybe it's the DA, the other attorney that you paid to defend you, him and the judge all belong to the same club. Now, how does anybody win under that scenario when everybody in the room except for you belong to the same club? They're just like passing tokens around the room, really. Go ahead, Ron.
I got the answer to that one. The only way I believe, and I think the information bears it out, that we, one of the people, can win in one of their de facto courts, and it's usually not a win. It's usually they, the word doesn't want to come, dismiss the case.
Yes.
That's what
And
usually
part
happens.
of that means don't cross the bar. When you cross that bar in the room, everybody knows when you go into a courtroom, viewers and witnesses and all that, they sit down in the rows of seats right into the door there. And then there's this bar, and it looks like it's a rail that would stop you from falling off of a ship. And then there's a little gate there inside this bar, this gate, this barrier. And once you cross that bar, you go into their territory. And once you're into that territory, you better watch what's going on there, and make sure your pants are actually zipped up and buttoned and belted, because they're fixing to take you down.
Absolutely. Well said. The bar, the British Accreditation or British Accredited Registry, B.A.R. is on Oregon. It goes by the name of the Oregon State Bar, and they passed a law, a revised statute, which they are not supposed to do because there's a prohibition in the Constitution for the state to make any trade or profession above the others. And they did by making the bar the state organization approved for attorneys.
Right. Another proof that they are not following true law. They basically don't follow anything except for anything that's for them and against us. So,
If
go ahead.
if it's to their benefit that you be turned loose, dismissed, the case dismissed, they'll do it in a heartbeat.
Yeah,
If it's
so
not to
if
their
you're in there
benefit,
and you're about ready to present something that's going to open wide their criminal enterprise they have right there, they're going to quickly close that damn case out, even if it includes them walking the hell out of there and then leaving you standing
exactly.
in control of the court. And most people don't understand that if the judge leaves the room, you are now in control.
Yes, the judge leaves a room and comes back in a different jurisdiction.
Yep.
Just trying to mess with your head.
Yeah, and never let your attorney, the other attorney, and the judge go behind that damn door because they're in there freaking playing cards and maybe having a whiskey or something while they're laughing about what the hell's going on with you out in that damn room.
And they're going to make the decisions in that back room exactly what they want to do.
That's right. And if you said something to your attorney, I guarantee that they just said it to their club members behind that door.
Yes.
I guarantee.
Another thing about the Oregon State Bar that I find rather interesting is when you join the Oregon State Bar as a new attorney, it's your choice if you want to be an Esquire or a JD, Juris Doctor. Of course, when you graduate law school, you're given a doctorate degree in law. Whether you join the bar.
Thanks for watching our show. Please visit our website, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel here. You can continue to watch this show on YouTube. Just go to our website, orssja.org, click on the YouTube link, and you'll go to this page. Thank you.
They do not want to let go of this. They do not intend on losing here. And we do not intend giving it back to them.
And then the bullets started flying. Then he jumps out of the car, and he's got both his hands up.
And he got out of the car, and he had his hands in the air. He's like, just shoot me then. This is what you want, just shoot me. And they did. They shot him dead. With his hands in the air, and I saw it. I swear to God. He was just walking with his hands in the air. And they shot him. And they shot him dead, and then after he was down on the ground, they shot him 3 more times.